Generic greetings! MewnBase is a fairly cute and quirky game about a cat getting stuck on a planet rather than up a tree, and it's something I've always enjoyed in the past because it doesn't take itself too seriously. There's enough in it for me to be interested, but not loads so that I'm overwhelmed or stressed out in any way. Sometimes you want to play a game that doesn't have full water body simulation or gas physics and heat transfer. Or sometimes you just want to run around and gather resources and build a little base as a cat, and I guess that's where this game sort of excels. I've recently reinstalled it, or rather I've recently put it on Steam because it has just recently, as of the time recording, come to Steam, so I've installed it on that because if you own it on the itch.io, you can get a key for that and transfer it over, and also there's been several updates since I last played it, so I thought this is a perfect time to check the thing out. By the way, today's beverage is... that is a pear and elderflower cordial. Let's go to new and we'll try this thing out. So we're going to say cat name. Obviously, it's going to be generic cat, and you can select the colour of the helmet as well as the cat itself. I think we're going to go for orange. We're going to go for full Martian colours. There we go. And we'll say normal mission. So, land on the planet JLW-115. So we've got the Stargate SG-1 naming system, and survive for 12 days. The world itself is randomly generated, as are the times you have to stay on here. So we've landed here in our pod, and you can see we can run around. We've got a couple of crates which we can pick up, and these will have different things in them. So in this case, we've got a biofuel generator and an air cleaner, and we should also have an airlock and a table in here. Yes, so what we'll do is we'll place the oxygen generation there, or the atmosphere generator there. Place the fuel up there. Actually, can we do that? Can we go around? We can go around at the moment. We can't go around, so I'm probably going to remove that because it's going to be a bit annoying to get round. We'll place that there, we'll place the airlock there, and then we'll place a table on here, and then you can see they're going to be built. So, as I said, the object of the game is to sort of run around, gather resources, all that sort of thing. You do have to build different tools. There's also there's intermediary products as well. Let's just gather some resources here, and we're going to get this thing up and running. You've got a day-night cycle as well, and it really is quite dark at night, so just be aware of that one. As I said, there's been some updates since I last played it. By the look of it, you no longer have to hold to gather resources, which is pretty good. Let's just go over to this generator, and we're going to put in some of these things here, and we can see that's now powered up. So that's going to start producing atmosphere. We can go in here, and we can cycle the airlock as well. And you can see on the left there, base stats, we've got oxygen, battery power, and water supply. We don't have the latter two because, well, we don't have anywhere to store water or anything like that. We can go over to the workbench, and we can make different things. So we have things like a shovel, we have an axe, we have smelters. You also now, I believe, have, oh yes, a research tree. So things like an RTG here, which is an advanced power. You've got cooking, you've got construction. It gives you loads of different things. So there's your RTG there. There's your food production, so you can store water and water gathering. And a recycler, and oh, there's the transport buggy with a, oh, that looks like a new thing there. That looks like some sort of trailer. Cool. Advanced modules. Yeah, cool. Anyway, let's just have a little run around. We're going to gather some resources here. We do need some tools to pick some of this up, but let's just get some wood, and we're looking for whatever. We're looking for some rocks. I don't know what this is. I think it's some sort of, is it an artifact or something? I think you use it in research. It is an artifact, a strange yet oddly familiar object. Should probably research it. Okay, we'll do that in but a moment. So let's just gather some resources here. The problem that we'll have is that we are slowly picking up a lot of items that don't stack. So you can see we've got all different types of items like seeds and roots. So we need to probably get some. Can we not get some rocks? I think we need to build some shovels or something like that. And you will gather these. Yeah, so we've got like seeds and stuff, and we need to put them in storage. But let's just go for what's immediately around us. You can see on the right-hand side, we have some resources there. So we've got health and hunger. So if any of those go to 0, then it's all kinds of bad. Oxygen, same thing. Power, not so much. You can put your light on like that, which we'll be using at night. But I'm just going to go in here and cycle this, so that will fill our suit up. You don't have to use a specific thing. There we go, that cycles the airlock. And then what we'll do is we'll make a shovel, and we'll craft that. Allows us to dig up metallic ore, which should be useful. We can also go for plant slop, which requires 3 plants, so we'll do that. And that gives us 2 meal, which we can right-click and eat because, well, that's what you need to do. We've got some, say, like a root seed here. What we need to do is make a box for storage. Can we make a storage box? There's a research lab. There's a smelter. I really need a box for storage. So can we get that? There is definitely a storage box. There, storage requires construction. Okay, fine. What's this other tab here? That's research log. Oh, that's right. So it's what we've researched. You get different samples by the look of it. We've also got a map here, which the map is randomly generated, but there you go. And we've also got comms. In communication range of a base, are we? I don't know how we use comms. I don't know if you can at the moment. Anyway, let's gather some of these rocks here. Some of this ore. And we will have to gather not just the ore, but I think what we'll do, this is not going to be able to pick up, is it? What I'll do is I'll drop that seed there, and I'll drop that thing there, because we, best to gather that one. Yeah, when you go up here, it says in comms range. Or is it over to the right? We want to get the spade and use that there. Looks like the spade is going down there. There's some rock that we can use, hopefully, to create a smelter. It does say in comms range. Maybe it's mine. Let's put the light on there, and you can see just how dark this thing is. It really, really is quite dark at night. And I've just realised that my suit oxygen is running a little low, so I need to quickly gather the resources I need, which is this thing here, and hopefully there'll be 2 in it. And there's only 1, typical. So let's just have a quick scoot around. And we need 1 more rock, but I don't think we're going to find it. Certainly in the dark, it is very difficult, and it is now raining as well. Okay, what I'm going to do is head inside for a start, and I'll cycle this, and that will put our suit... Whoa, what is that? That is lightning, and it looks like that could be all kinds of bad. I don't know if that is... Oh. Yeah, I'm going to stay away from that. Right, so what this can have all sorts of stuff in it. Can we put seeds in it? No, but we can put pumpkins in it. There we go, because it's a bioreactor. We'll put all 4 of those in. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. And stay away from that. Okay, I don't know if that is something that is all kinds of bad if we touch it, but I really don't want to test that theory. And there we go. Yeah, you will also get different things for power, so you can get solar stuff, and I believe in previous games, you did used to get solar stuff instead. Okay, so I'm going to eat that meal there. I'm going to open that the way that they eat the meal. We'll pick that up, and actually no, you know what? I will probably drop that, and you probably need to drop that as well. There's no need to keep those around. So back to the shovel, we're going to gather that, and that should be all the resources we need so far to make, I believe, a smelter, and then that allows us to make some iron, and then, or rather processed ore, and then that should be good. So there's a smelter, we'll start crafting that. You can just set it going and it'll just crack on itself. There you go, and it does pop up just to say, yep, that's definitely being created. We'll go back to that in just a moment. There we go, so we'll click on that, and we'll place our smelter. Now the smelter will require power, I believe, so I'm going to place it there. And that's now connected up to that. So you can say you can make, I'll say make some refined metal plates. So what do you want to go for? I think research bench is the way forward. A research lab requires 5 plates. Okay, so we need 5 in total, so a lot more resources then. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4 in the queue, and we'll gather some more material. Some water there. Oh, suit oxygen is getting a bit low. So we're going to cycle the airlock like that. Because the base is only a certain size, I think the maximum is quite low. So we'll let it generate and then come back to it. That's now out of power, which is interesting. I wouldn't have thought it'd been out of power. Or, it might be because... This thing can only power 1 at a time. Alright, that would make sense. And it's prioritizing oxygen over smelting. Okay, that's totally understandable. Is there anything in this, by the way? No, I don't think there is. Okay, so we will wait for this to fully finish. We need to make probably some more meal. Let's go for the meals. No, nothing there. We don't need another biofuel generator. An axe would be good. Chop down tree-ish things. I think a research lab is our priority. This is also an oxygen tank canister of breathable air. And I'm going to craft one of those, actually. It just means that if we're out and about, we can use that and get that, so that's fine. So we'll have 3, 4, 5 plates in total. And then that'll allow us to build this research lab, I think. Have we got all the resources? Let's have a quick look. We have got all the resources. Yes, we've got the bits of scrap metal and we've got the electronics as well, so that's fine. So let's crack on with that. We'll say research lab. Looks like some sort of microwave. And I'm guessing this is going to be the similar sort of deal, so we need to put it adjacent to this because that's where all the resources are. I need to get rid of these big bricks, these big rocks, and I'll probably do that. Let me put that in there, and we'll research that, and we're going to search that, and yeah, we'll find some things hopefully. Let's just cycle this airlock, and oh no, it doesn't look like that requires power. It doesn't look like that requires power, which is good. Right, so let's go for I need probably an axe, so that should be fine. We should be able to gather that. We should be able to just set that go. I'm going to set 2 on the go there, and then we'll head out and about. Oxygen is not too bad, so we'll gather some more resources. We've got some wood to gather here. We've got some, whatever these things are in these mud bits, which don't slow you down when you're going, which is strange. I would have thought there would be. There's obviously been some sort of weird dinosaur stompy thing going past. So we'll just gather these resources, then head back to base. In terms of food, we're okay. Health, we're perfectly fine. And oxygen is okay, but we do have a tank with us anyway, so that's great. I have actually done a bit of a mini-series on this in the past. I think I did 4 episodes where we had like a nice little mess around and stuff. Like I say, it's not ever too serious. It's not over the top. It's just, I don't know, something I quite like. Sometimes, as I said at the start of the video, you don't want did I see something over there? No. Sometimes you don't want like full like sort of heat systems and simulations, and I actually picked up Station E when it was on sale, and that game's a rough ride. It's good fun, but it's a tough gig to get into. I have found, however, that I can get overwhelmed by that sort of thing. I tend to play them things sort of co-op. Imperium Galactic Survival, I think, is a nice middle ground where you've got like exploration, and you've got exploration, you've got different secrets to find and research to do, but you can play co-op and build different ships and stuff. And it's not like a space engineers type simulation with things breaking apart, but I prefer it. What's this? Artifact 4 plus 5 research points. We're going to put this other one in there and start researching that. So if we go over to here, we do have enough research points to get things like meals and construction. And the construction would give us probably good stuff because we want to be able to build a bigger base. So it's that wood floor. Don't really want a wood floor, but we do need a construction yard, which requires 3 gears, which we have 1 of, and 2 looks like steel bars or iron rails, and that's still taking its time to get there. Solar panels would be good. It seems that the game has been advanced quite a bit with this stuff. Mark II suit. Max oxygen plus 50. Max suit power plus 50. Gets hungry less often. We're faster suit for exploring hostile worlds. Oh, cool. Yeah, it does seem to be that it's been expanded upon greatly with that sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to let that crack on. What I'll probably do is... I can't do that because I don't have those resources. Well, let's go and find those resources. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Those do stack there. Seeds 1, 2, 3. And then we'll put the boulders in 1, 2, 3. There we are. And I did want to make that axe at some point, but I still haven't got this done because it's still cycling with the power. Okay, I don't need that axe just yet because I need to gather these resources. So I'm going to gather these and these plants as well. Food, I've just realised, is really low, so let me go on that one. Maybe there are alerts that you get when you're low, but they do seem to be very, very close to the like low level. I think it's like the last 5 or 10%. It seems to be. And there's been one instance where I have actually died because I've been out of oxygen, but I've only been like a fairly short distance away from the base, but it was just still too far away. If you move while you're digging there, you do cancel your digging. So I need some more gears. So what I'll do is I'll head over to these scrap piles. Prioritize if we see scrap of getting those, because we do get some scrap, and you can also get gears out of it as well. You can also get these circuits, electronics. There's some electronics right there. And you can see oxygen is getting low now. 13. Yeah, actually, yeah, it's not giving me any alerts whatsoever. Let's use that then, and it fills us right up. Wow, okay. That's very, very close indeed. Right, so we will get that, and that's an artifact 11. It's clockwork mouse. Continue, and there we are. So we're not going to do anything else there. This is out of power, so we want to place in... I believe could you use these? I think you could use pumpkins, but do I want to use that for meals? Let's put the pumpkins in there. Come on, go around. One. There you go. There's both in there. That'll finish that off. So we want to make this, but we also want to make that as well. Gears you can make from that, so it's not too bad. I think having an oxygen tank is pretty much mandatory. I'm just going to pick this thing up here because it doesn't need to be adjacent there. Oh, and actually it looks like it does require power then, does it? Maybe we'll leave it there until we need to do lots of research. Yeah, it does require power. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So that's now crafting. I'm going to get, let's see, enough to make the construction yard, which is 2 girders and 3 of those. So we need 2 girders, so 1, 2, and then 1 of those, and actually no, we need 2 girders. We need 3 then, but we only need, it's 1 for 1 for the steel plates, for the metal plates. So we've got 2 beams. There's the second beam on the go, and then we need metal plates. I've got 2. I'm going to make 4 because I'll need 2 for the gears and then 1 for the 2 for the gears and 1 for the axe. So there's the axe. 1 and craft. Oh, it looks like you get 2. Do you get 2 for 1? Oh no, you get 3 for 1 for those. Oh, okay, and base is leaking. Yes, you do take damage on that one. So it's important to be aware of that. I'm going to just gather these resources here. I'm guessing with this axe now, I should be able to chop down tree-ish things. Yes, I can chop down tree-ish things. So let's just chop down a tree-ish thing. And we'll just get wood, I'm guessing. Oh, we get wood. Excellent. Gather that. And there's some more. There's another artifact, so that's good. And put our torch on. And I believe there was some stuff up here. Because I'll need to be making some more meal. No point in picking that up yet because we're full. I will place down a construct orb, and we'll place that probably here because I want to make another actually smelter. Can we make another one of these? We can make another one of those, but we're gonna have to craft that and then craft that. Looks like we've got a dust storm coming in now. Cycle the airlock. Pick that up. Place that here. In terms of food, can you not put these in there? You can. You should really keep those seeds for later though, because is that stuff blowing away? I thought it was stuff blowing away. It might have. Something went there. Where's our rocks? Our rocks are gone. Okay. Let's put that in there. Start researching. Close it up. Get some more stuff. There you are. We can also make cooking. We've got cooking here. Advanced meals and grow boxes. There's power, so I'm going to research that and get some batteries. So we've got things like habitat module, airlock. We need some habitat modules. So we just need more of that. Set that on the go. It'll take a while to get that sorted. I wonder if there's a priority specifically set for the habitat, or whether it's just excuse me, or whether it's just based on proximity to that. Well, it's the same, the equidistance, so I'm guessing there is a priority. Oxygen first, but I do really need some food. Am I going to starve to death here? I might do. I've got 3 of those, but I need some more. Actually, I think you can make some like pumpkin food, pumpkin stew. I'm hoping you can. Or whatever this thing is. Fruit. It's fruit. We'll just eat some of that then. Just some raw fruit. Raw space fruit. There's some more of this grassy substance. Plant. Some sort of organic plant. Might as well dig that up while I'm here. You see, it doesn't take long for you to get quite far out from the base. And a lot of these resources don't respawn. So I'm gathering these plants and the seeds and such, but they don't respawn. So you have to go further and further out, which is why you will eventually need the truck. The rover, I guess. And what you do is, I think I'm headed back in the right direction. I am headed back in the right direction. There we go. Suffocating. And there we go. Yeah, it's dangerous to go outside. Right, so we're going to gather those resources. We're going to... Oh, we're hungry as well, so I guess we'll make... Oh, inventory is full. 1, 2, 3. We'll make some meals and eat those. There's more artifact, more research points. That's good. We need to make a habitat module, which we're going to place there. Oh, look at that. It's all arcing and sparking. Cool. A jackhammer, powerful tool for breaking up large rocks. Well, that's something we need, certainly. And one more plate. We'll break up these rocks and move around, you see. So we'll craft all that. Set that on the go. We will put that in there. Oh, hang on. Fill that up. And we'll fill those up. And I think because it's probably a good idea to have some... well, we'll place this habitat module in there. And that should increase the amount of oxygen we can have in the base. There you go, it all connects up. We'll go for some more... what do I want to create? Why is my health going really low? Suffocating again. There we go. Yes, you can see it's now 75% rather than the 100 that we were. So that's going down. I believe your health does slowly go up, but I could be wrong about that one, and it may have changed anyway. I can't make that because inventory's full. Same thing for that. I'm going to drop that bit of... Actually, I'm not going to drop the bit of ore. I might as well put the ore in the craftinator. And then I will create a jackhammer. And then I will create a oxygen tank, and that's going to pretty much get rid of all this stuff here. Yeah, look at that. That's really low, that health. So, do I need to be on, say, full hunger? Or rather, no hunger at all, it would be. Let's eat that fruit. And then we'll make this plant slop. And then... There we go. Doesn't seem to go up any further. But we now know. Excellent, right. So the jackhammer should allow me to... I'm going to pick that up and then shift it in a moment. I will need to probably just drop the food on there. Pick that up. Place it there. Pick that up and then start digging. Digging away, and oh yeah, there's just rocks everywhere now. Fantastic. Cycle the airlock. I must confess the red and now around there is a bit annoying. Right, so we need to power this thing up. 1, 2, 3. And how much is it to make that? 2. What I'll do is I'll craft that then. Now we have hopefully a plentiful supply of food. And what I'm going to do is research storage, because I think it's worth it. So, storage is going to be in there. We need 2 more plates, and we don't have anywhere near the amount of resources that we need. So we're going to place that on the ground, that rock. We don't need that, nor do we need all them seeds. But at least we know that eventually, when we come back... Let me get the digging device out. Hopefully once we come back then, we'll have... Oh, there's some seeds there. A fairly decent amount of resources and good storage as well. I like the detail on the lighting, so it's occluded by the rock. There we go. We can turn that off now. Let's say if your super power goes to 0, it's not the end of the world, really. There's a lot of resources around here, a lot of ore. Just have to keep an eye on this. Day 5, 7 days left. I don't know if we... Oh, need a different tool to pick this up. Oh, no! Thing's broke. Oh, that's a shame. Well, it means I can pick up the seeds. So there's loads of seeds that we've picked up. Can we power the other stuff up with seeds? I really don't know. Anyway, so we want to get more of that, because it's always useful. Might as well just make more food. Have a bit of that. Seeds can't go in, sadly. So you need logs. Oh, we do have log. There you go. Log can go in there. Power that up. Log can go in there. And we'll pick that up. And we want to make... There's conduit, but we don't want a conduit. We want to make some storage boxes or power switch as well. They're good as well. All these are good. Maybe it would be best if we got rid of this and have this just power the base. So that's going to solely power the base, and then the rest is powered by this thing, which... You know, I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to jackhammer... Whoa, hang on. Oxygen again. Good grief. It's very easy for you to get complacent, really. Right, okay. Right, let's do that. Get rid of that. There we go. I'll probably clear out around here. I don't know what you can do with all these rocks. Don't know if you can break them down or anything. Oh! Right, so there's some good stuff. It's the glowy rock or death. Otherwise known as radioactive ore, which we can make an RTG. Radioelectric, oh, is it radiothermoelectric generator or something? RTG, something like that. Anyway, there's our research log. So, I mean, what have we got? We got like, seems to be, looks like a, so, that's a tin of tuna probably, or some fish. Hairbrush, collar, jar of some kind. That's a sandpit maybe. That's like the stick with some like fluffy thing on the end that the cattle chase. Right, so at least we know now that... No, pavement, we move faster, I guess. Do you move faster? Smooth surface to walk and drive on. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so storage, we need 2 of those. And at least we'll get rid of a lot of this stuff. Just sitting around. Which I'm guessing can I create? Oh, it is smart enough. No, some games will say your inventory's full even if you're going to use the full thing. So we'll just place this inventory here. It doesn't really matter where we place it. And we'll just dump a lot of this stuff in there. So we don't need all them seeds. We don't need all that ice. So we'll get rid of that. And that should probably do is pick up the rock. Both of this, the rock and the radioactive ore. And we'll get rid of that. No, you can change the colour of it as well. Oh, yeah. So that has been a bit added since I last played it. There's a lot of intermediary stuff. Right, so probably a battery is useful because it means you can store the energy rather than the generator just pumping out. It can actually store the energy, and I'll place that probably there. There we go, and that's now run out, but we'll use this fruit. Put the fruit in. And then that'll probably start charging the battery up if this is not running. That should be fine. We'll have some more food. Oxygen's getting low. And it's now raining again, so we're going to fill up... Yeah, okay. Let's just get indoors. So this is our nice base. It would be nice if when you go inside the base it would light it up a bit more, because it still feels quite claustrophobic in this thing. Oh yeah, you can see the battery power slowly going up. So we even know... Oh, is it filling the battery rather than the oxygen? I think it might be. Anyway, so what else do you want to make? Well, what else can we research? We need 5 more samples. I'm tempted to stand in that and see what happens on the next strike. I don't know if it's just like a screen effect or it actually means something. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Okay. So we got one of those, we got one of those, we got one of those. We have some of those. We don't have solar panels, so that should be useful. So we will crack on with that. So we say 1, 2, 3, 4. You can only put 4 in the queue, the limited bit there. We'll put 1 log in. 1 log powers the entire thing, which is pretty good. We might as well start to get rid of some of this stuff around here. The thing about the game is it's not... I can't say it's like a massive challenge. I mean, maybe the endless one will be, because you will... And I actually think you can be completely self-sustaining with the endless one. I think you can be. Because you don't... You don't need much. Nah, you can farm, you've got... Yeah, it should be possible to survive endlessly, I guess. Because you can farm your resources, you can gather water when it rains, and you don't obviously need things like scrap and that. And this stuff breaks. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, so that's been created there. Solar panel. Always useful. Solar power for your base. So you just generally connect that up to there. You will have to clean these things, obviously, as well. I do want another bit of base, though. So what have we got? Air container, indoor storage, airlock, and a light. And I think I want some more base. There you go. Cycle the airlock again. Yeah, you can see we've got really good battery power there. So I'm going to wait for that to run out, and then, to be honest, we should just be able to be powered now from the battery and from the solar panel. What would it take for us to make transportation? 10 samples. Okay. So I mean, do you get the samples first? Oh well, sorry, do you use the samples on, say, do you use the samples on, say, being able to farm, because then you're a bit more self-sufficient, or do you just get the vehicle knowing you can drive out further? Yeah. Don't really know what the best solution would be. But there's our extra base expansion there, so yeah, you can see our oxygen is our 100. So it's best for us to it's best for us when we're refilling, you see. And what else can we make? We don't need another air cleaner. We don't need storage. We don't really need a light. Let's have a look on the map. We haven't really gone northeast, so we'll do just that. So what we'll do is we will make sure we're good on food and everything else, which we are. We're going to dump some stuff. We'll dump that. We'll dump all of this. And we'll probably dump... Oh, actually, probably should do the job. So we've got 3 storage. And we'll head northeast. Let's see what we can find. Was that grass there, or has it encroached on our position? It is a possibility. So I don't know what to gather. I'm actually looking for artifacts for more research. That's what I'm looking for, ideally. So I'm trying to keep a fairly light inventory. Or at least get resources that I know will stack with what we've already got. So we haven't got any grass plants, but I don't want to get that. But I can get the ore, because it stacks. We could also go for that. it might generate gears. Oh god, look at that. We've actually gone a lot further out than I thought. I wonder where those can spawn. I wonder if there's like a grid. Like where we'll make a mark out of a grid and do it that way, like working back and forward. Ah, there we go. I was wondering if these can spawn in this type of substance, which obviously it can. Ideally, I'd like to find one more before heading back. Oxygen is getting lower, but it's not a big problem. What is a big problem is the dark. The darkness. Yeah, well, it really is pitch black. You can see the solar panels there, not generating anything, but, as they shouldn't do. But, it's still okay because the battery's here. A little animation of them. So the question is, do we want to make another solar panel for this thing? I think we probably do. Solar panel requires 2 metal sheets. I'm going to put some fruit in there. And craft loads. That's interesting. It takes 4 of those to fill it up, whereas the plants not so much. But I guess these... Oh, yes, you can eat them separately anyway. So I've got 1 there, and I did place... Oh, I placed 7 here. Okay, so more than enough then to crack on. We'll get that researching. We want to make another solar panel. We could connect that to the base, obviously, but I think we're best off just putting it, say, back here. As long as it's connected somewhere, it doesn't really matter. Get rid of this rock as well, because it's in the way. That means we can just walk around the outside like that. It also means in the daytime, if those are all going, then it should be a bit better. I will dump some of that rock in there. Actually, you know what might be best as well? Another battery, but we will need some wire. It's always best to have a battery in it, just in case. It just means there's no losses. Everything's stored, you see, like that. There we are. But I mean, it doesn't take long to get a fairly decent base up and running. A lot more stuff to do now. Advanced power, food. So I mean, that was in the game previously. This was in the game previously. That's a well. I don't think that was in the game. This food, I can remember having the grow box and I think the stew, but the other one I'm not too sure on. That's a beacon, so you can on the map you can see where stuff is. The cars were in the game, the transportation, but I don't think that. Well, that wasn't. That's like a that's a trailer. That wasn't in the game. Recycling wasn't in the game when I last played it. Advanced modules, yes. That is a faster airlock. That is a health station. That's a drone, and I can't remember what the drone does, but that wasn't in that was in the game previously. And then the Suit Mark II, that wasn't in the game either. That requires 20 samples. But yeah, doesn't take long to get that. Doesn't take long to build all that up at all. Loads of fruit in there as well, which we can use to power these generators, but there's no real need. There's no great need. This is our research almost done. And at for 15, oh, it's like a bed. A cat bed. So we could go for cooking, but I think we'd probably save it up for transportation. That's obviously if we were going to continue on, but I am going to leave it there. That's a bit of MewnBase. As always, I enjoy playing it. It's cute, it's quirky, it's light-hearted, it's, you know, people might call it feature light or whatever, but it's not trying to market itself as anything other than a cute and quirky game about survival. Yeah, I think that's sometimes just, you know, what the doctor ordered, really. Either way, ooh, that's broken. Now it's fixed. There you go. Either way, like I said, that's been a bit of MewnBase. I do enjoy playing it. I have done a bit of a mini-series on it. I'm happy to play some more of it. And quite frankly, how far I've got now, I'm interested to keep playing and finish it off. I mean, I've only got 7 days to go, so yeah, I may as well. Either way, hope you have enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.